evening, and deservedly so. I'm not going to go through her website. It's extensive. As a judge at National History Day, if I was evaluating this website, it would take me over 2 hours to do so. But she did an extraordinary job just on every level. And there's video, there's everything you could do in this website. But let me tell you a little bit about Ashley and National History Day contest. To the esteemed members of the Board of Education and audience members, faculty and family of Ashley Vincenzo, I cannot tell you how honored I am to present this certificate to Ashley. As you may know, I'm a big supporter of National History Day. For those that are not in the know, NHD is a contest that encourages, quote, more than 700,000 students around the world to conduct historical research on topics of their choice within the lens of a specific theme. Students enter these projects at the local and state levels, with top students advancing to the Kenneth E. Baring National History Day contest at the University of Maryland at College Park. Students pick a topic, develop a thesis, conduct extensive research. Ashley's bibliography contained over 80 scholarly resources, and then present their finding as either a paper, a website, a documentary, an exhibit, or a performance. Their projects are judged based on a rubric that emphasizes original analysis and historical context within a set of finite parameters. Students first compete at the local level at Hofstra University, and the top 3 winners go on to compete at the state level at Cooperstown. At Cooperstown, the top 2 winners in each category go on to compete at the national level at the University of Maryland. As a 7th grader, Ashley competed and won at the local level and moved on to the state level with her investigation of the polio vaccine and its impact on history. That year, though, she did not win at Cooperstown, but she was bitten by that history bug, and she was determined to compete on the national stage as an 8th grader. And one thing I have learned is that when Ashley is determined, there is no stopping her. This year's theme, Turning Points in History, had Ashley investigating the Cuban Missile Crisis. She created a website which was visually stunning, but that would have not made a winning entry. What separated Ashley from the pack, and remember, there were 700,000 entries, was her in-depth and scholarly research. She developed probing questions, examined all the angles, and found the primary sources to support her thesis. I happened to be an NHD judge in her category, and by chance, I was the judge in her room at the local level. I, of course, had to recuse myself from judging, but I was there to witness Ashley being interviewed by an 11th grade AP American History teacher from Hop Hop. Ashley was nothing less than brilliant. I actually had to turn away because I was smiling so broadly. I couldn't help myself. She knew her topic inside and out. After she left the interview, the teacher said to me, I wonder if she'll let me use this to teach my students about the topic. I just cannot believe she's an 8th grader. Of course, Ashley came in first place on Long Island. Off to Cooperstown, and again, she won. She achieved her goal of making it to nationals. At nationals, the competition is fierce. Only the top entry in each of the judging rooms makes it to runoffs, and there are about 15 rooms with about 15 entries in each room. Ashley came in second in her room. So of course, I'm proud of her because she was so relentless and thorough in her research, and she was so inquisitive and determined. But honestly, what I'm most impressed with is Ashley the person, not Ashley the award winner. Let me tell you about this selfless young woman. Other Wheatley students were competing in the same category as Ashley, historical websites, so essentially they were competing against each other. At the very last minute, some students discovered a glitch. Their bibliographies and process papers were not loading, which meant the judges would not be able to view them, which would definitely count against them in competition. We had all the adults in the buildings trying to figure out why they would not load, as they were embedded documents and they should have been fine. Tensions were very high. Of course, Ashley figured out the problem and worked with Mrs. Bieberman and Mrs. Kelleher to fix it. But what she did next is what makes Ashley, well, somebody that deserved recognition. She went to every single student who was competing in her category and had them change their settings to make sure that they would not be penalized and that their documents would load. These were her competitors, but for Ashley, they were her friends, and she was compelled to help. And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, we can all be proud that Ashley is a Wheatley student, because she's just an awesome person. Period. Okay, she's a great researcher too. So, Ashley, come on up. I'm so happy.